Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another video on Modern Warships. I'm The Unknown, and today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Bringer of Destruction bundle. And lo and behold, it is another Chinese item, as if we already didn't have enough China this month. But it is what it is. This thing is going for $35, and it's a legendary drone, the third legendary drone to be added in the game. And honestly, I kind of like this one better than the other ones. The freaking Russian drone actually looks better, but I do like jet powered just better. But let's go ahead and buy this real quick and go ahead and review it. All right, so like I said before, this is the third legendary drone to be added in the game. The first being the Sapsan, the second being the Wingman, and now we have the I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that, but let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics of this thing real quick. I'm using it on the Tianjin because the Tianjin's a pay-to-win carrier, so I'm going to use a pay-to-win Chinese build, which is why I have a full legendary setup. So, this drone has 20,800 health. It has a speed of 78.3 knots, an afterburner of 85.5 knots, a maneuverability of 110.5, a view range of 12.4, an aerial visibility of 4.79 kilometers, a surface visibility of 4.26 kilometers, and an underwater visibility of 2.93 kilometers, a stealth percentage of 6, and an aircraft reserve of 3. So you can launch this drone 3 times, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and take this in test mode and see what we're looking at here. Alright, so right off the bat, getting a much better look at this thing. I honestly really like the design of this. The jet engine on the very top going in the thrust going between the two stabilizers, and just the overall look of the drone. It looks phenomenal. I mean, for a Chinese item, I mean, as much as I hate that the fact that the devs keep adding Chinese things, I gotta say this one doesn't disappoint in terms of looks. Let's go ahead and dive down real quick so we can see the top speed of this thing. This thing is very slow. 565 low. Actually, going lower. Hold on. Let me straighten out. This thing is doing 560 knots. 566. It looks like that is honestly very sad. Let's hope that the damage of this drone makes up for that. So let's just go ahead and do a full burst. We'll do it on the Yamato because it's better. I'm not a fan of the speed of this thing at all. I think it needs a speed buff right off the bat, but we'll see. See the damage of this thing. Okay, now I know why it goes really slow. It does a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and test the burst of this real quick. Or the individual armaments, I mean. So this first missile here is going to run you about 10,000 damage. And then we have the nuke that does 39,000. And then we have your spammy missiles. Those do 26,000. Oh, these are the anti-flare ones. Those are the ones you're going to want to use. 35,000 for those. And then the guided missiles are going to run you about 40,000 damage. So the burst damage is there. But honestly, I think the speed of this thing is atrocious. Honestly, it's got to be the worst drone in terms of speed. The Wingman is the best drone in terms of speed. Let's go ahead and take this in an offline match real quick. All right, a little bit of a silent gameplay there. Yeah, I honestly kind of like this drone. I just can't get past the speed of this thing. The speed is just atrocious. Also, I didn't test out if any of the missiles were anti-sub or if anything was anti-air on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll give you my final thoughts of the drone. Alright, as we're locking on to the submarine, it looks like there are a pair of anti-sub missiles on this thing. And by the looks of it, they are anti-flare as well. So that automatically bumps up my positive feedback of this drone. Yeah, this drone, of all the drones, I would say this one is worth $35 the most because it serves multiple purposes of not just anti-ship. The Sapsan, probably the worst of the three. The Wingman is only good because of its decent spammable damage with the speed. However, in terms of just overall purpose, I would say this drone has to be the best drone, and no surprise, it is Chinese. The anti-sub missiles do decent damage with a decently fast reload. Honestly, I can't really complain about the speed because that it does so much damage compared to the other drones that the lack of speed is necessary to like nerf this drone in some way. Because if you gave it the speed of the Wingman, this would honestly be the best drone of the game and nobody would use anything else. But yeah, if you have $35 to burn, highly recommend picking it up because, you know, these things aren't going to be released in the market. The developer told me that these bundles will not be released in the market. So the only way to get them is to spend $35 or to do the mini gachas where they will appear in a mini gacha. But yeah, that is my review of the new Bringer of Destruction bundle. Let me know you guys' feedback in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I really have. Peace out.